On Christmas Day, Social Security is releasing something every beneficiary needs to pay attention to. It's not a payment, but it could directly affect your taxes, future stimulus money, and whether you owe or get money back next year. Ignoring it could cost you. Hi everyone, and welcome back to U.S. Pension Insight. I'm Michael Harris, and today we're talking about something the Social Security Administration is delivering around Christmas that many people overlook, but absolutely shouldn't. This isn't a benefit check, and it's not extra money, but it may be one of the most important Social Security documents you receive all year. On December 25th, Christmas Day, Social Security is making an important tax document available digitally. Then, starting the day after Christmas, physical copies begin going out in the mail. Every single Social Security beneficiary needs to understand what this document is, why it matters this year more than ever, and what can go wrong if you ignore it. This matters because 2025 has not been a normal year for Social Security. We've seen major conversations around stimulus payments, changes caused by the Social Security Fairness Act, and new tax rules aimed specifically at seniors. When several changes happen at once, paperwork that might seem routine suddenly becomes critical. Make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe to U.S. Pension Insight so you stay informed. Let's start with exactly what's being released. On Christmas Day, the Social Security Administration will make your annual benefit tax form available in your My Social Security account. For most people living in the United States, this form is called the SSA 1099. For beneficiaries living outside the U.S., it's called the SSA 1042S. These forms show exactly how much Social Security income you received during the year, including monthly benefits and any lump sum payments. This form is not optional, and it's not just for people who regularly file taxes. It is your official Social Security income record for the entire year. And it doesn't just go to you. A copy is also sent directly to the IRS. That means whatever amount appears on this form is exactly what the IRS believes you received in Social Security income for the year. Starting December 26th, the day after Christmas, Social Security will begin mailing paper copies of these forms. By law, all beneficiaries should receive them no later than January 31st. Some will arrive earlier, some later, but they are coming. Now, a lot of people immediately think, I don't file taxes, so this doesn't matter to me. That mindset is understandable, but this year it can be risky. Here's why. Over the past few years, we've learned that even people who normally don't file taxes sometimes need to file for very specific reasons. During the pandemic, millions of Americans were supposed to receive stimulus payments automatically, but many people didn't. Some payments were missed because of outdated banking information, address changes, system errors, or eligibility confusion. When that happened, the only way to receive the money was to file a federal tax return, even if you had never filed before. And to file that return, people needed proof of their Social Security income. That proof came from the SSA 1099 or SSA 1042S. So even though there is no guaranteed stimulus payment right now, the lesson from recent history is clear. If a future payment requires filing to claim it, this form becomes essential. Without it, you may not be able to file, and without filing, you may not be able to claim money you're owed. Now let's talk about another group of people who absolutely need to pay attention this year. Millions of Social Security beneficiaries were affected by the Social Security Fairness Act. This law repealed two long-standing provisions that reduced benefits for people who also received certain government pensions, including many teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public employees. When those reductions were removed, many people began receiving higher monthly Social Security payments. In addition, a large number of beneficiaries received lump sum back payments to make up for years of reduced benefits. For some households, those lump sums were substantial. Here's the part that catches people off guard. That extra money counts as income. It shows up on your SSA 1099. And that can push people into filing taxes when they never had to before. Many people didn't plan for taxes on that extra income. They didn't set aside money. They didn't expect their tax situation to change. Then the SSA 1099 arrives, and the income number is much higher than usual. If that's you, this form is critical. Without it, you can't file accurately. Filing incorrectly or failing to file when required can lead to penalties, interest, and months of stress trying to sort things out with the IRS. There's one more reason this year is different, and it involves recent changes to tax law. Congress passed legislation that introduced new deductions aimed at seniors. These deductions apply on top of the standard deduction and can reduce taxable income for many older Americans. In some cases, filing a return may actually benefit people who normally wouldn't file, either by reducing taxes owed or potentially qualifying for a refund. This doesn't mean everyone should file, and it's not tax advice. Everyone's situation is different, but it does mean that the 2025 tax season is not business as usual. New benefit rules, new deductions, and potential relief programs make this year more complex than most. And none of that complexity can be handled properly without your Social Security tax form. Now let's talk about something that almost no one discusses, but it's extremely important. When you receive your SSA 1099 or SSA 1042S, do not just put it in a drawer without looking at it. Take a few minutes and actually review the numbers. Mistakes are rare, but they do happen. Social Security processes millions of records. Computer errors, data mismatches, and clerical issues can occur. If the amount on your form is higher than what you actually received, the IRS will assume you earned more income than you did. That can trigger letters, penalties, and a long process of proving the mistake. If the amount is lower than what you received, that can also cause problems later. The safest approach is simple. Compare the total on the form to your actual benefit deposits for the year. Add up your monthly payments. Make sure the numbers make sense. If something looks off, contact Social Security immediately to request a correction. Fixing an error early is much easier than trying to resolve it after the IRS has already flagged your return. Now, let's talk about how to get this form. If you have a My Social Security account, you can log in on Christmas Day or anytime after and download your form digitally. You can save it, print it, or store it securely for later use. This is the fastest way to access it. If you don't have an online account, your form will be mailed starting December 26th. It should arrive by the end of January. However, creating an online account is strongly recommended if you're able. It gives you access to your benefit information, payment history, and official documents without waiting for mail or calling an office. Social Security has been very clear that they are moving toward digital access. Field offices are overwhelmed, phone lines are busy, and online tools are becoming the primary way to manage benefits. Having an account puts you in a much stronger position. Before we wrap up, let's go over what you should do next. Watch for your Social Security tax form starting Christmas Day if you have an online account, or in the mail after Christmas. When you receive it, review it carefully. Store it somewhere safe. Do not throw it away. If you received higher benefits or lump sum payments this year, be prepared for the possibility that you may need to file taxes. If you're unsure, talking to a qualified tax professional can help you avoid surprises. And finally, stay informed. Potential stimulus discussions, tax changes, and benefit updates continue to happen. Having this document ready puts you in the best position to respond if action is required. Before we finish, I want to hear from you. Do you already have a My Social Security account, or are you planning to create one? Did you receive increased benefits this year? Leave a comment below. and let me know. To bring everything together, Social Security is releasing an important tax document on Christmas Day digitally and mailing it starting December 26th. This form shows how much you received in benefits during the year and is sent directly to the IRS. With recent benefit changes, tax updates, and potential relief programs, holding onto this document and reviewing it carefully is more important than ever. A few minutes of attention now can save you months of stress later. Thank you for spending your time with me today on U.S. Pension Insight. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who may need this information, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. And don't forget to leave a comment below. I read everyone, and they help guide what we cover next. I'm Michael Harris, and I'll see you in the next video.